Vlogmas day 8, which is technically day 2 because I haven't been doing them. But I'm back, and if you can tell, much happier. But I wanted to do like a life update because so much has changed since that last video that I did an update on. This is not sponsored, by the way, but I will tell you, this is the best water bottle I've ever owned. It's also my emotional therapy water bottle, so it goes everywhere with me. So much has happened. I have a special announcement, which I kind of hit on the last video, but if you didn't watch it, I'm just gonna tell you up front. So I want to do more in the psych hospital, and I do miss trauma, and Lauren works in neuro and endocrine, but with her telling me her stories every day, I miss the medical field so much. So I'm actually going back to EMT school. I have a bachelor's degree, but it's not in anything medical. But I've always wanted to do it. I started it last year, but I was just in a horrible spot. And so much was thrown at me at one point. I lasted like a week and I just like withdrew. I was like, I mentally can't do this. It's just not happening. So, but this year I'm doing it. It's only like one night a week. So it's a pretty chill program. But the reason being is I want to go back into trauma, and I want to do more at the psych hospital. And the one that I'm looking at to do that, you have to have an EMT. And like I have my CNA, my CMA, but I wanted something a little bit more so I could just do more. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm actually super excited. I know last year I was excited on like social media, but I cried the whole way every time I went. And it was mostly because I was in such a bad spot. I think I was trying to the one thing that used to make me happy was school, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Like in my head, I was like, oh, we'll push it off, but I wanted to do it, but no, it was a disaster. So I'm super excited to be doing that. And that's not all that's happening. I'm back. I'm doing social media still, obviously. And then, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. This is just my dog is literally in the Christmas tree right now. But I'm also back at the psych hospitals, my original ones. I've worked a few different ones, but I'm back at both of my originals. A lot has happened. We now rock diabetes. That blew my mind too, that happened. Which now I'm a lot better. I was so sick, and that's a whole nother story about how they told me, should I even tell that story? Well, I'm going to, but I'm gonna tell you this first. We'll go down that story in a minute. But I'm back in psych, and I'm a lot happier. And some of these videos, you're gonna hear pitter patter. It's her nails. I'm not editing that out. Some of these videos I am gonna talk about how I got back on my feet and how I got my life back together. I truly feel like I put Lauren and everyone through the ringer last year because my mental health was so bad. I talked about how I have OCD and I struggle with change, and that destroyed it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna tell you guys what happened, because it was truthfully the worst year of my life. And looking back at every single thing I posted, I should have been inpatiented. I literally talked my way out of it I don't know how many times, and it scares me to see some of the videos I posted where I was crying and I knew where my head was at. My dog is pawing my leg. So it does, but you go through seasons of life, and that is part of the process I want to talk about in some of my Vlogmases, is how I got myself away from basically being suicidal every 5 seconds of my life to being happy again and loving life. And you have bad days no matter where you are in your story, but just completely getting out of the funk I was in. But yeah, I'm gonna update you because I don't think I've told this channel. So I was sick from April until July, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. In the beginning, the doctor told me it was depression because, obviously I was going through a bad year, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then it started happening more aggressively. Every time I ate, I was getting knocked out, out for hours. I was just out. I was so sick. I was sleeping constantly chugging water. It was a nightmare. Then I went back and I was like, hey, every time I eat, I'm getting sick. And he's like, you have an eating disorder. I was like, no, I'm sick. Something's wrong. I need you to run tests. And they never would. So then Lauren caught it when we were driving out to LA. I ate Subway, and I had to get out of the driver's seat because my eyes started rolling back and I had no vision and I felt like I was dying. And that whole way, all I did was chug water. And then I went to a job out in LA and I ate a donut and I literally went unconscious. And in a meeting, my head was like bobbing and it was this whole thing. And that's when we caught the blood sugar issues. We're still trying. I still had markers that like, this was kind of bad, but I had markers that like told me I had tumors, but like the doctor never wanted to like get scans. Like they said oh yeah, you have the markers, but we never got the scans, which we should probably go back and get, but we didn't. And I'm not on insulin right now. I don't know when I will be put on it. There's like it's an autoimmune lata. I don't know too much of it. Basically I don't need it yet. Last night was actually my first night to hit 240 and stay there. And I was like, shit, this is it. Like, here's the turning point, but it wasn't. In the beginning, I was just like going really high and then dropping to 50 and like going unconscious. And my body was like trying to like regulate. And then like now it goes really high or it goes really low. Like the other day it was so low, I felt like death. And I'm not sure how I stayed conscious, but it was so low it wouldn't read it. That was fun. So I am constantly like just on high alert and like I'm so good. In the beginning, I couldn't really understand like what you could and couldn't have. And I'm doing really well. And Lauren was really patient with me and really good at teaching me. She also like taught me all about this stuff and like how to do it. We are seeing a new endocrine doctor in Kansas City. The one in LA was awful. Literally everything was coming back as diabetes and she didn't even want to focus on it. She was more worried about something else and like kept putting me through other tests. And Lauren was like having to advocate so hard for me because she's like, the tests are clear as day. Like, why are you not paying attention to them? So like she was not a vibe. But we are going to one here in Kansas City now. So we actually found a medicine the other day that we're going to ask about because I'm getting to that point now. I had mac and cheese, like not even a full thing of mac and cheese, like 5 bites of mac and cheese last night, and my blood sugar was skyrocketing and I got a massive headache and my vision was blurred. It's this whole thing. I'm not going into side effects, but anyway, we rock in the diabetes life now. So that was a journey. And then the best news is Lauren and I are having a baby boy. He was supposed to be due April 2nd, but they've pushed her due date now to March 26th or 26th through like the end of March. We don't think she's gonna make it that long. Lauren looks like she's about to pop already. I'm so excited. His name is Riggs Matthew. The story behind it is super cute. We were actually, before we even thought about getting pregnant, we were like talking about names we liked, and we have like 50 girls' names, right? And no boys' names. So we're in Knott's Berry Farms water park. I don't remember what it's called. And we are on the lazy river, and I like bought a waterproof case just so we could do this. And she was like looking up boy names, and Lauren is like a basic white girl name, Madison, basic white girl name. So we wanted something like unique. Like we had lived, like we like our names, but we wanted something unique that like no one else would have, because growing up someone would say like Maddie and then like 5 people would turn their heads, or Lauren and like everyone turned their heads. It's just super common. So we wanted something a little bit different. So she looked up unique boy names, and that's where we found Riggs. And the minute she said it, we both knew from there that that was like it. It was gonna be Riggs. It's so funny because I'll actually tell this on our channel too, because her insight on this is really cute as well. But like before we told anyone, Bella knew we were pregnant with a boy, and she named him Jamani, and she was like obsessed with the name Jamani, and then she named him Theodore. So I wanted Riggs Theodore in like honor of Bella, but Riggs Matthew kind of just flowed better. We're doing McDaniel for real life, even though I don't think it's firm yet that we are, but Cameron online. We like to keep that separation only because we chose to be in the social media world. He didn't. So if he doesn't want to be a part of it one day, you know, he doesn't have to, and his name won't associate with it. We're actually gonna put a really good vlog out that we're filming Thursday about how we will incorporate him in social media, but he will not be our social media. We've learned a lot of lessons through like other family vloggers of like how to incorporate your kid, but how to respect them and like do it appropriately without like, I don't want to say like abusing your power to put them in there, without exploiting them, doing it appropriate. it's our page, it's not his. We chose this life, he didn't. And you know, one day when he is old enough, you know, Bella's a prime example. She is 4. I say, Bella, you wanna be in this video? She says, no, I'm not gonna make her. There's some days where I film and she wants to be in them. I posted like 4 or 5 shorts one day because she kept wanting to be in them. Even though she can't make that decision to know where it's going or the impact it might have, because you know, one day she might want it down and we'll take it down, but just respecting her and showing her at a young age she has the decision. And then we do it like in small portions, like she's not going to be on our full page, but if she comes to me in 5th grade, I want to be in more, then we'll talk about it. Same with Friggs. If he's in 5th grade and he's like, I want to be in more, I like doing this, that's fine. You're old enough to know that it's on social media. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna do it appropriately and we're not gonna blast you, but you can be in it some more. And then by like high school, if he's like, this is what I wanna do, then I will help him obviously set it out. But that's just like a roundabout of what happened with that. I don't know how I got in that tangent. I'm just in a really good mood today. But anyway, we're having a baby boy and we're so excited. We're getting the nursery ready next weekend. We have the furniture, we have like the pack and plays, we have so much clothes. We're getting really close. It's crazy. She's 24 weeks, I think, yesterday, or 23, whatever March 26th, 8th, something runs out to. But he is healthy and she is healthy. And it's just gone really well. And we're really excited. It was one thing that we didn't think IVF would take the first time, and having kids is something we both really wanted. And even though it was really early in our relationship, we both knew that we really wanted kids, and we knew we wanted them with each other, so we went for it. We can talk about the process of all of it one day. But yeah, that's a life update. We have a house here in Kansas City. We have an apartment in Anaheim. We're very fortunate we get to do that. You know, we're out there a lot. Disney has turned into my safe space, so you'll see on my social medias that I post a lot about Disney. It has turned into one of my favorite calming places. It just makes me happy. So I'm happy, I'm healthy again, I'm in a good spot. I am navigating diabetes life as best as I can. I am navigating soon to be momhood as much as I can. You know, and I'm navigating losing my best friend. And, you know, I've got healthy coping skills. So welcome back. Here's a massive life update. I just threw a lot at you and rambled. So hopefully you enjoy that. And then I will see you on the next Vlogmas. Might be a bad day with here, but it's not a bad life. I'll see you on the flippy floppy.